You cannot teach a man anything, you can only help him find it within himself. In questions of science, the authority of 1,000 is not worth the humble reasoning of a single individual. We cannot teach people anything. We can only help them discover it within themselves. Measure what is measurable and make measurable what is not so. In the long run, my observations have convinced me that some men, reasoning preposterously, first establish some conclusion in their minds which, either because of its being their own or because of their having received it from some person who has their entire confidence, impresses them so deeply that one finds it impossible ever to get it out of their heads. I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God who has endowed us with senses, reason, and intellect has intended us to forego their use, and by some other means to give us knowledge which we can attain by them. Mathematics is the language with which God has written the universe. Doubt is the father of invention. To measure what is measurable and to make measurable what is not so is the characteristic of a mind bent on investigating the truth. I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. By denying scientific principles, one may maintain any paradox. The Milky Way is nothing else but a mass of innumerable stars planted together in clusters. I think that in the discussion of natural problems, we ought to begin not with the scriptures, but with experiments and demonstrations. Passion is the genesis of genius. Where the senses fail us, reason must step in. The sun, with all its planets revolving around it and depending on it, can still ripen a bunch of grapes as though it had nothing else in the universe to do. All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them. The sun, with all those planets revolving around it and dependent on it, can still ripen a bunch of grapes as if it had nothing else in the universe to do. I've never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. The Bible shows the way to go to heaven, not the way the heavens go. Nature is relentless and unchangeable, and it is indifferent as to whether its hidden reasons and actions are understandable to man or not.